Growing up in Nigeria, I thought of myself as Igbo, ethnicity, and Christian religion. And then I went to the US, and it's not that, I had seen roots and I had read books, but it's one thing to sort of know something intellectually, it's another to actually feel it. And so to get to the US and realize I had taken on this new identity, that to people, I was black. But also for me, what was troubling was that black came with all of these stereotypes, that blackness was something fraught. It wasn't value-free. I think of myself now as politically black, which is to say that, I adore Barack and Michelle Obama for life, right? And that when people say things like, "Oh, you just voted for them because they're black," I'm like, "Yep, that's a good reason," because I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I don't actually vote. But sort of the debate in the U.S. at the time, which is so interesting, political debates in the U.S., where people would say, "Oh, but surely you can't just be voting for Barack Obama because he's black." And I would think, but this is a country in which, for decades, people voted for people because they were white.
Yes.
Right? So why can't we vote for Barack Obama because he's black? And had I not come to love him as a brilliant person who wrote that wonderful book, Dreams from My Father, I think that his blackness was a reason to vote for him. So that's what I mean by being politically black.
With everything that's going on in America, it reads like a book that slightly anticipates the election of Barack Obama, which is something that happens during the course of the book, is not going to solve all the problems. I don't know why, but it seems you anticipated the fact that, you didn't anticipate that Donald Trump would be elected.
Yes.
But you anticipated the fact that this was not the end of the
Yes.
story, and that the story wasn't necessarily, we weren't all going to sort of skip off into the sunset holding hands.
I think anybody who thought that we were going to I think it was delusional. One man cannot change 200 years of history. So I never thought that it was. I did glory in all of the hope and the optimism because I thought it was significant. But I did not in any way anticipate a Trump.
You describe masculinity as a hard, small cage. Why do you think it's a hard, small cage?
Because I think that I really think we do an injustice to men, the way that boys are raised. So I think obviously that we live in a system, patriarchy, that word that I try not to use because I think people just roll their eyes, they don't even know what it means. But I think we live in a world that gives more dignity to men than to women, right? And so men as a whole benefit, but I think men also suffer from the way that the world is set up. Baby girls are allowed to sort of be soft. Baby boys are not. And I think it's terrible because I think that what we're doing is that we're then creating men who don't have access to their emotions, who, I think if we ask the women here, what's the major problem you have with the men in your life? They're probably going to have communication as one of the top. Yes, yes. I think that there are many men who are terrified of of humiliation. But even that humiliation in itself is a joke. Why should you be humiliated that somebody says, "Oh, you're crying"? It's beautiful, you're human. It means you're in touch with your whole being.